Today we're going to talk about micturition. Micturition is the ejection of urine from the urinary bladder through the urethra to the outside of the body. It involves involuntary impulses traveling from the urinary bladder over to the sacral region of the spinal cord. And from the sacral region of the spinal cord back to the bladder. There's also a voluntary portion that's controlled by signals of the brain, which is very important because they help us control if and when we urinate. So here is what the normal series of events that occur will look like. So when the bladder volume is full, which this is my bladder, and when the bladder volume is full, as you can see in the picture, which the threshold is about 300 to 400 or so milliliters of urine. So when this gets to that amount of volume, the muscles under involuntary control are stimulated. So stretch receptors detect filling the bladder, and efferent signals are sent over from the bladder to the sacral region of the spinal cord. Then signals return from the sacral region of the spinal cord via parasympathetic fibers back over to the bladder. And those are hitting over on the external part, right here, of the bladder. So the efferent signals excite smooth or detrusor muscles from the bladder and relaxes the internal urethra sphincter so urine can be voided or expelled out. However, at the same time when their signals are being sent from the bladder over to the spinal cord, there's also signals being sent up the spinal cord to the pons and cerebrum. This is where we receive information or give the conscious desire to urinate, which I kind of labeled here as the I want to pee. So at this point, if it is not time to urinate, the signals that are sent from the brain down the spinal cord that are actually going to inhibit the micturition reflex, which also will cause or inhibit the external urethra sphincter from opening. So that way urine is still stored in the bladder at this point. So if it is time to urinate, once again, signals are sent down from the brain. Signals are being sent down from the brain through the spinal cord, and it's going to excite the micturition reflex and cause the external urethra sphincter to open, both which need to occur for urine to be expelled or voided from the bladder. So this process is what happens for regular people, but unfortunately for infants or the elderly or with a medical condition, urination may occur as an involuntary reflex. So I hope this gives you a little bit better understanding of micturition, and although my drawing is not the best, I hope it gives you a better understanding. So that's it. Thanks.